And we have returned, and I, immediately after the episode ended, I remembered what his name was. Lance Hendrickson! He even did a voice in the Mega Bloks Aliens unofficial game. I've not played that game because I can't get it to work. But there is a Mega Bloks Aliens game, and he did the voice of Bishop in it! Lance Hendrickson is a very cool android actor. Like, he did a really good job as Bishop. It actually does a pretty damn good job in Pumpkinhead, where he plays a hillbilly. It actually does a good job with the accent. I thought, at least. You know, Vega, thank you for turning your microphone up.
By measuring your combat effectiveness, I have added a tracker to your helmet's display.
Yeah, so we might do a couple of these artifact challenges. Might as well. Now, the Foundry was the level that we actually saw in the demo. It definitely looks like a demo level, you know. It's because it's the most epic level in the game. Okay, I will take the macro missiles and smack him. I feel sorry for the little drone guy. I'm sorry, drone man. But this is definitely one of those. I remember when I was playing this with the GTX 760. Or even the GTX 460. I still appreciate getting the GTX 460. That was a fan donation. Also, the GTX 760 was also a fan donation. I really appreciated both because they allowed me to, you know, do videos. So I do not complain about, oh, it wasn't as good as the RX 480. They're fucking free. And right now, thanks to you guys, the fans, I'm running this this PC I have now is fan donate. Well, it's not fan donated. Pieces of it are. The motherboard and processor are fan donated. So I highly appreciate that, as that allows me to spend money elsewhere on other things for the channel. Of that, I highly appreciate. Now then, one of the issues with PC gaming today, though, is Bitcoin. The prices for RAM have gone through the goddamn roof. Actually, you know what's kind of funny? One of the fans was going to try to donate some RAM, and I missed his message, and I missed his message, and ended up buying RAM myself. So yeah, I apologize for missing your message, sir. That would have saved me some money. But ultimately, I still appreciate the offer. Let's see, where was I? Yeah, Bitcoin. A lot of the RAMs through the roof. Oh, that was pointless. Yeah, he got killed. He got eat. You can hear him getting eat. I wonder, is that actually more dramatic, hearing that versus seeing it? Seeing, not hearing, does allow you to use your hearing, not seeing. Wow, I kind of mixed that one up. Yeah, seeing, not hearing allows your imagination to work. Well, hearing, not seeing allows you to do that. That's why Alien is a fucking creepy-ass movie. I'll tell you something about Alien. You know, every time, I know there's going to be a jump scare. I know exactly where it is, because I've seen that movie I don't know how many times. And it fucking gets me every time. It gets me every goddamn time. That movie knows how to make an atmosphere. That's back when, I almost said Rob Zombie. Yeah, Rob Zombie went back in time to make Alien. I can't remember his name. I can't remember any. Ridley Scott, thank you. Thank you, Brain, for finally offering up a name. That's back when Ridley Scott knew what he was doing. Versus now. The Doom music. I will listen to that out of game a lot. Like I just fucking love the music to this game. I even have the OST for it as well. It's just that good. It's something new. I'll put it that way. I can only listen to Sonic Mayhem's Quake 2 soundtrack so long before even I'm a little sick of it. What's kind of funny is back in the day, I've bought Quake 2 twice, actually. The first copy of Quake 2 ended up being sold at a yard sale for like a penny. I don't know how much it was sold, but it was sold at a yard sale, sadly. And then I bought Quake 2 again. I bought that off of Amazon.com. Oh my god, it's the most advanced thing ever. You could buy software and products off the internet? What is this sorcery? But I bought that, and I really enjoyed Quake 2. I mean, I know that Quake 2 is kind of maligned because of the internet, but I still think Quake 2 is a damn good game. I need to do a Let's Play of that. But I remember when I bought Quake 2 off of the Amazons.coms, I learned that I could rip the music from the CD. And I thought that was like the most insane thing ever. It's like, you can take the music off of the CD? What? Now you can't do that anymore, that's for sure. It's like, there's probably a way to rip the music from the game files. I just don't know how you do that these days. But if I can rip the music off of the Quake 2 CD, and like I've listened to Sonic Mayhem for years now. Let's see. Do I want armor or ammo? I would go for ammo. Now, one thing I did read recently, I did not know this until like a couple months ago. Apparently, Rob Zombie actually helped out with, helped compose the Quake 2 theme. I do not know how true that is, but that's something I did read. Okay, I need the key. I need to stop reminiscing about Amazon.com. Amazon. Now, if only I could go back in time and buy that from the guy who started it, whose name I don't remember at the moment. Then I could be rich. You ever think about that? Like, all these, you know, web things that have become billion-dollar industries, you know, that would have been a big risk back then. Like, these days, a lot of us are just, we wouldn't be able to live without it. Like, couldn't live without eBay or Amazon or anything like that. But that didn't exist for a long time, you know. And one of the things about Amazon, you know, you can pretty much, well, provided you buy it from, you know, reputable sailors on Amazon. I've been ripped off on occasion. I remember I tried to buy a Warhammer 40k fluff book, and it never fucking showed up. And I was like, well, where... I didn't word it like this. I was like, where's my fucking book? And they're like, well, we do not know what to do about it at this time. I was like, who does? You know, you fucking... That'll happen unless you buy it from, like, Amazon itself. I did not pick up the key because I wasn't paying attention. I'm just wandering around talking about sales. eBay has been pretty good about not ripping me off. That's why you always gotta look for top-rated plus and stuff like that. But there's always that chance you can get ripped off. But that happened with me on Amazon, which was quite aggravating. Because, like, you spend however much money... Well, you spend any money, and you expect to get your fucking product. But I've had that happen on occasion prior to Amazon. But it's not been as much as it could have been. I remember I, like, tried to get the VHS version of Patton. It never showed up, which was really quite aggravating. Because I fucking love Patton. That's an absolutely amazing movie. Okay, let's upgrade this. Oh, I got one. Alright, ammo efficient. Advanced loader. Quick launcher. Instantly activate. Yeah, I'll go ahead and use this one. Okay, let's see, where was I? Yeah, Patton never showed up. I ordered a couple of models that they never showed up either, which really pissed me off. One of the models that I wanted to come in was like, it was a model of the early version of the BF-109. It was like the two-prop version, like when it just had like two propeller... I speak the English good. Where there were two blades on the propeller. It's like, I want that one. It never showed up. Never fucking showed up. I eventually was able to like find the trainer version of that. That's actually a pretty cool model. I'm a big fan of the BF-109. I'm also a pretty big fan of the FW-190 as well. You know, 4 20mm cannons. That... Oh, shit. Because I'm a big fan of World War II planes in general. And of course, you know, the Mustang is one of the sexiest planes ever made. Because it just is, you know. Yeah, American bias, but still. It's a cool plane. Although I'm a much bigger fan of the Jug than I am of the Mustang. Like, I'm still a big fan of the Mustang, but the Jug is still pretty damn good as well. You know, it's got 8 50 cal machine guns. Hell yeah. This doesn't have quite the range. It's actually apparently a pretty good ground attack plane. But one thing I also have read about when it comes to World War II ground attack is that apparently it wasn't as good as it's usually advertised. Although that is just from like 1 or 2 sources that I've read, so it's hard to say. Anthony Beevor is apparently not a big fan of World War II bombing. You know, the Norden bomb site apparently wasn't as good as they said it was. There wasn't any pickle barrel bombing going on, which kind of sucks. But once again, that's coming from him, so it's hard to say how accurate it is. That's one thing. Never believe just 1 or 2 sources, and always read between the lines. That's something I always like to bring up in any video. Always read between the lines. Who's saying what and why. You know, could it? Because there's a lot of stuff that people just take for being true, but really isn't. Like, case in point, this is actually a... Oh crap, don't let me fall! But case in point, something that isn't true. The old, the old concept that Christopher Columbus discovered the world, or not discovered the world, discovered that the world was round, which just flat isn't true. But that's something that gets repeated all the time. A lot of facts really aren't. It's just a bunch of crap that people just repeat over and over again, which is quite aggravating. It's like people should really know better by this point, but I always say that, but they never do. They never do know any better. I'm very fastidious when it comes to history. Holy crap. I like that they did keep some Doom 3 references. I did not know that people didn't like Doom 3, or that people complained about it. Shit. Fucking asshole. And he got stomped. It's a real curb stomp. But I didn't know back in, you know, the early 2000s that people had problems with Doom 3. I liked it. I liked it when I first played it. And played it again and again and again and again. I enjoyed it. It was very much a Quake-inspired kind of game by that point. It was definitely much more brutal than the original Doom. Well, I say brutal. It was much more dark, literally, than the original Doom. And I didn't have a problem with that darkness. I thought it served the tone of the game well. I don't know. I guess some had problems with it. I enjoyed it. I played it. I played it multiple times back in the day, multiple times in the modern era, and I've still not really gotten tired of it. There's a lot of good mods for Doom 3. And slice them up! There's a lot of really good mods for Doom 3. There's a lot of good mods for just about all those id Software games. I'm glad they're some of my favorite games of all time. I do like the plasma rifle. It's definitely a very Mass Effect-y kind of plasma rifle. At least that's the vibe I get from it. Although I do wonder, when is Doom 2 gonna come out? Doom 2 X2 gonna finally come out? Because I would like to play a Doom 2 Hell on Earth kind of thing. Although knowing people today, it'll probably just be set on Mars again. Because we can't have any innovation. It did look interesting. I've seen some of those, some of that leaked footage for those potential Doom 4s. And you know, if the gameplay hadn't been too heavily scripted, that might have been an interesting thing. Because you know, it would have been very hard not to have sort of a Modern Warfare-ish kind of thing if it was set on Earth. Because it'd be like some kind of military force fighting against the demons and everything. But I don't know. We'll just have to see how it turns out. It'll probably end up being set on Mars. You could if you didn't want to set it on Earth for whatever reason, then what you could potentially do is just set it fully in Hell. I think that might be an interesting thing to do, or maybe set it on some different worlds. You know, I'm a big fan of different worlds, just because it's for me, it gets the imagination stirring, you know. So, like, if we had to fight on different alien worlds to stop demonic incursions, my theory for Doom 2 X2 might actually be something along the lines where you start up on Mars, you know, Samuel Hayden wakes you back, or sends you, I don't know, did you have the cryonic suspension, or did he send you back to Hell? I think he sent you back to Hell at the end of this. He brings you back, saying, the demons are attacking again, save us. You save us, and then, like, halfway into the game, it's like, oh no, they're going to Earth. And he's got to take the fight to Earth. Now, I do hope they actually have a conclusion to the game, though. And don't do a Halo 2 where it's, we've got to finish the fight. It's like, god damn, I hated that. That's one of the biggest problems with Halo 2, is it doesn't have an ending. It's just, we're gonna finish the fight. I still remember that, however many years later. It just was one of the most disappointing endings to any game, I think. I'm sure there's more disappointing endings somewhere, but for me, that was the most disappointing ending to a game. Because it didn't end. Halo 2 is probably my least favorite Halo game of all time. I still need to play Reach. I didn't play Reach when it came out because it broke with canon too much, in my opinion. But Halo 2, you know, it was hyped up as this great game. And then you had to play as the Arbiter, which I respect them for taking that chance. But let's be reasonable. you know, after playing Halo Combat Evolved, people don't want to play as the Arbiter, they want to play as Master Chef. Okay, they want to play as the Master Chef, cooking up ribs and all the rest. They don't want to play as some, you know, split-chin alien Xenos bastard. You know, they want to play as the Master Chief. So, it's kind of annoying that they did that, but yeah. That's just the way, that's the way it's gonna go. I would much rather have Halo 2 been the video game adaptation of the novel Halo First Strike. Halo First Strike, if you haven't read it, get it. It is very much worth reading. It's just, it's a really cool novel. It explores some of the psychology of the Master Chef. It introduced some really cool moments in it where literally one of the Spartans, I'm not going to say which one, tosses a literal nuclear football. It's a football-shaped, and slicey. It's a football-shaped nuke into a Covenant cruiser. It is awesome. It's like, it's a really cool scene in the book. And it was cool to see Master Chief leading the other Spartans, because I'm a big fan of that. And it has Dr. Halsey in it. I'm a big fan of Dr. Halsey. It's funny how Dr. Halsey kind of has this ex post facto, she's evil, how could she create the Spartans? Well, if she hadn't created the Spartans, humanity would literally be extinct at this point. So yeah, I think we can give her the benefit of a doubt, maybe? It's like humanity, you know, all destroyed, or the Spartans created. It's like, it's really stupid, you know? Some of that postmodernist shite where humanity doesn't deserve to exist. But as we all know, the people saying that, they believe themselves to deserve to exist. So, yeah, everyone but me doesn't deserve to exist. It's like, god damn. God damn. The Halo novelization isn't bad either, although it's not as good as the novels written by Eric Nyland, of which he wrote 3, but they're still really good military SF novels. The Doom novels, you know, I would have liked to have seen a Doom 2016 novelization, but I doubt we will see that just because people don't read, which really sucks, because I love the novelizations of any of these games. Game novelizations are always pretty good. There's some bad ones here and there, but most of the ones I've read, of all the ones I care about, were really good. Crisis Legion, I couldn't finish it because it felt like it was way too preachy. And I did not like the character. The character of Alcatraz just was not interesting in the slightest. I just did not like him all that much. So that was a problem. But, you know, Doom guy, Flynn Taggart, he was a cool guy. He's a cool character. Even John Kane from Doom 3, the Doom 3 novelizations, he was a pretty cool character. Even though he was much more generic, he was just, you know, generic army, cool, awesome guy who gets the job done and does his duty, you know. Your typical military SF protagonist. That's one of my problems with military SF, because I've read a lot of military SF, because that is, of course, one of my favorite genres. The problem is a lot of the characters are just so generic. They don't do any, they don't take any chances with them. Some are good. Some are actually fairly original. I think one of my favorite military SF characters is John Perry. That's his name, John Perry, not John Kerry, the crappy politician. John Perry from the Old Man's War series, because he actually has a pretty cool character. Written by John Scalzi. John Scalzi's a great modern-day writer. His Old Man's War series, absolute par excellence, and Red Shirts was also an absolutely that's one of my favorite books in general. Red Shirts, you know, before the Orville, that was one of those where they really started lampshading some of the funnier aspects of science fiction. Advanced loader, reload time, reduces the ammo cost. Let's do the ammo cost. And Red Shirts really is a novel that, if ever they turned it into a TV show and actually got some good writers and good director, it might actually turn out to be a good show. The Orville really does go to show you that science fiction can still be popular. I do find it funny, though. And I will say this in a moment.
Authorization. Olivia,
Why can't I move?
Alpha 4.
Some sort of strange hell language. No waklak. It's written backwards by Satan. Also, why are you dressed like a Tenno?
She is trying to tear open the portal between our world and theirs.
And if she didn't succeed, we wouldn't have much of a game now, would we?
You could not have saved them anyway.
Oh, that's what you say. It's like, that's one where I'd like to hear Doom Guy say something pithy. Well, let me move! Now, okay, my problem is this. Now, obviously, for dramatique purposes, it must be this way, but... Alright, let's be reasonable. Once again, let's be... I always like to say let's be reasonable. Alright, so, Doom Guy, why can't he just shoot through the glass? Look at how much damage that did! Why can't we shoot through the goddamn glass and just shoot her? Game over, right? Why can't he rip through there? I'm just saying, why can't he do it? Dramatique! Yeah, so, shut up, Dr. Hay. No one gives a shit what you gotta say. All right. Well, I am GeneralLotz, and I'm gonna wish you good dramatique, good sonnet, or whatever makes you happy. Sonnet 3D.